I'm going to run you through a few examples and ideas now. The concept here is it's quite difficult to give you a hard template that say this will work for you. And the reason that is that every PMS is different. And the reports inside a PMS are quite different. And they often have to be manipulated to meet your needs. So it's actually quite customized what you need to be building here. The purpose of this little section is to start to give you some ideas to pursue. To say, well, hey, look, I actually like the way that looks. I think that would be helpful. Now let's try and build it. Because there's not an out-of-the-box solution. And if you look at any technology solution, not just in the hotel game, they all have reports attached. But they're never everything that you want. There's some reports you go, yeah, that's helpful. But I'd like to see this also. So you see where I'm coming from, that there's no out-of-the-box solution when it comes to data and reporting. They really need to be customised to you, your hotel, your needs, you and your team's skills and abilities, and what you're trying to achieve in the market that you're playing in. So these examples and ideas are purely inspiration. We can certainly head you in the right direction if you want more help, but these are designed to inspire you and actually help translate everything that I've just spoken about in this module to make you go, I'm hoping you have an aha moment and go, that's what he's talking about. Yes, that would be really valuable to see. At the moment, all you've heard is a whole bunch of words. Here's the practical application. This is just an example of this is just a little section of a report. Really, this is just a different way to view, if your PMS has this sort of view, typically you'll have a calendar style view on your PMS. It shows you today, the next day, the day after, and it shows you when you're full and when you're not. And it's just more of a visual representation where you can just go, you click and put a new booking in there. So it's more of an operational, let's put the bookings in and I can see whether I've got availability or not. This is that data, but just flipped around slightly differently and putting some hard numbers against it. So obviously on the left you've got the date and the day of the week, that's fine. And then it really just captures some key information. So it does rooms sold, and then rooms sold is a percentage of total rooms available, which gives you your occupancy. So it's breaking it down by daily occupancies, how close are you to filling. And you can see in this example, we've actually got it automatically, or it's what's called conditionally formatted. So the higher you get to 100%, the greener it goes. It moves from being red to yellow to orange to green. Red, orange, yellow, green, and works its way up. So a visual representation to go, we're busy there, so therefore what are we doing? It also gives us a measure of revenue and therefore a measure of average daily rate. So you can see, as an example, if you look at Friday the 17th of November there, we had $151 average rate and 78%. So to me, that's a really good result. We're still 4 days out. This particular property possibly has a short lead time. Still a really good chance of filling there. We've only got, 14 rooms left to sell. And if we can hold that average rate, well, that's really good. Or alternatively, we get 2 days out and it hasn't moved. Maybe we can certainly afford to drop our rate a little bit because we're holding a 151 average rate where the other rates are all in the 120s. So again, it just gives you that visibility and therefore confidence. So that's just an example, a snippet of the top left corner of a holdings report. And some of the examples I'm about to go through actually all are, or typically become all part of this report. So you actually start to get the context and see holdings next to pricing, next to pickup, all that sort of thing. So it'll start to come together. So here's an example of pickup. So right beside pickup, and if I went back up, there's a holding. So right beside those few boxes there around occupancy and revenue and rate, we have pickup. And so what it shows us here is that overnight, we're in the column that says pickup, we sold 19 rooms overnight, 5 rooms overnight on the 17th. If I go back there, we had 50 rooms sold. So the day prior was 45, now it's 50. And in on the Tuesday and the Thursday, we've actually picked up, on those 3 days, we picked up between 10 and 20 rooms. We've actually only got 14 rooms left to sell on the Friday. So with 3 or 4 days to go, we can be confident that we're going to fill. And therefore, you hold the rate. Equally, it also gives us a sell rate. So what do those rooms sell for overnight? What was it, the pickup in the last 24 hours? How many rooms we picked up, what they sell for? And we also have that additional secondary window. So we had 7-day pickup there. So in the last 7 days, for the 14th of the 11th, we've picked up 35 room nights in the last 7 days. 19 of them were overnight. So you can see how short lead the hotel is. So that's holdings, pickup, moving into pricing. So this is what I'm talking about, comparing your pricing to your competitors' pricing on a daily basis. So what you've got here, you can see you've got My Hotel, Comp 1, Comp 2, Comp 3. So what we're talking about there, and Comp 4. So we're talking about 4 competitors' pricing lined up. So we've grabbed some data from one of these rate shoppers or similar, and we're actually putting it into this here. There's some quite easy ways you can automate this. And we're lining up our rates versus our competitors. Again, we've got conditional formatting in there, which is turning green or red, whether we're higher or lower. And it also gives us not only today's rate, but the day before's rate. So if, as an example, on the very top line there, on the 14th to the 11th, My Hotel was at 199 overnight. The day before, it was at 159. So obviously we made a shift in our pricing. We moved up because we felt we were in a strong position. And again, if I go back up to our holdings, you can see there, look, we're at 95%. We picked up 19 rooms overnight, 35 in the last week. We've only got 4 rooms left to sell, feeling very confident, therefore we increase the rate. So we're at 199. What's happening with our competitors? If we look at the top row there, competitor 1, overnight, they're sold. They've got no rooms available online. Competitor 2, they're sold. Competitor 3, sold. Competitor 4, sold. There's where our confidence comes from. They're all sold out. The day prior, their rates were, some of them were through the roof, some have been sold out for a couple of days already, so we can be really confident that we can go for an aggressive rate there that we're going to fill. So the demand's there. I hope this is starting to make sense now and starting to come together, that if you get the data and have it giving you context, it starts to give you the confidence. This is a pace report I talk about. Very small format there and hard to explain. Hopefully I'll break it down more in the frameworks for you. But it's really lining up, it's a micro view of given days for you to adjust pricings. And again, it's all designed to do the same, to compare year on year of what happened. To get a pace report, it requires to have at least 12 months worth of historical data up your sleeve, daily pickup data, to be able to bring this forth. But very, very valuable if you can pull it off. And we can obviously train you through. This is more of an advanced strategy. Probably not our space to delve into it too far today, but just know that it's possible. That once you hone your skills, you hone your data, these are the sorts of things that you can do. This is a bob and pickup. I love this view. I think this is one of the most visual and helpful representations that you can have about what's happening. So this gives you like a monthly view of what's happened, what we call, so we've got bob and pickup there. So we've got bob is business on the books, pickup is what's happened overnight, because we're in a daily cycle here. So the blue is business on the books. Blue is the number of rooms that have already been sold as of 24 hours ago. The red section is the additional rooms that have been sold in the last 24 hours. So you can start to see where the demand is pushing into. The purple line, and if you remember I spoke earlier about being able to measure your average rate along with this, the purple line is what the, sorry, I'm telling a fib. The purple line in this example is actually what happened last year. Purple line is the occupancy result, the number of rooms that we sold last year. So if you look at that first half a dozen days of the month, we very closely followed the same result as last year. So you can see how we're talking about the patterns are very similar. And same as the month progressed, it's been a very similar pattern there. But as we get to about, what's that, about 8 days in, you can see there's a few days there where we started to surpass. Well, actually from that point on, we're surpassing last year's results. We were matching it, now we're beating it by 5 and 10 rooms. And again, it just gives you that confidence that we've well and truly beaten last year. And as you see the pickup come through, that's the key thing that gives you the confidence in future pricing decisions. And the further out you are, the better this report gives you some confidence to make those. So that's just a few examples and ideas of how we go about putting the data into practice.